Yep.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Not much.
Yeah, this 10 toes down, man. I hear that yeah, you hit me up on my line. You a correctional officer on Rikers Island?
Yeah.
Yeah, so how long you been working there now?
Almost 11 years.
11 years? So since this whole thing broke out, have you ever seen anything like this before?
Nah, this the worst it's been.
So tell me what it's like going to work and shit, man.
It's different, man. It ain't for the weak, to tell you that much. For the most part, you don't know what your day gonna be like. It ain't safe. You know what I mean? It's like go in there, you don't know how you gonna come out. Might be in pieces, might be in whole. You know what I mean? Really don't know.
So the inmates really took over the island?
The inmates really took over the island. Like they run it, nothing to talk about, and they tell you, we run this. We just let y'all do whatever, but we run this. And the sad truth is, it's actual facts. You know?
So,
that's just what it is.
So officers is really not showing up.
They not showing up because it ain't safe. You know what I mean? You could believe the media is going to tell you one thing. Oh, they sick. No, it ain't safe. That's what it all boils down to. Safety and security. Without even one, you're not going to have, people not going to come.
Wow.
Nobody want to come to work and feel like, you know what, nobody got my back, or it's no probe teams, there's nothing, there's no assistance. You by yourself.
So you still going. So what's giving you that drive to continue going?
Kids got to eat. You got to take care of your families. And at the end of the day, you signed up for this. You know what you signed up for. Jail is jail.
So have you seen anything happen with the officers in there since this happened?
Yeah, you get assaults on staff frequently. You get females sexually harassed. Some people touch. They backing the officers down. They taking the officers' spray. They doing pretty much everything. Anything you could name that you could possibly think of is happening inside.
So it's like really like just total chaos. When you walk in there, it's just total chaos. And
when you walk in there, the building's in alarm status as soon as you walk in. Sometimes the building be in alarm status from the beginning of the tour to the end of the tour to the next morning.
Damn. So how they getting to get out? Like, I know they got like different blocks. I don't know what building you in, but I know they got like different blocks. How they getting out?
They busting the doors open, kicking them straight through. The cells ain't secure, so they walking in and out their cells like sliding doors. The housing area doors, the B gates, the A gates, they using the warmers from the pantries, they busting the doors open with that. The food wagons come, they busting the doors open with that. They tell you, we throw out the garbage, they kicking the A gates open. I mean, it's doors, so at the end of the day, a few kicks, a few pushes, they're gonna bust right open.
Damn. So what's one of the worst situations you've seen so far since you've been in?
Since I've seen, to be honest, it depends on what you consider worse.
Like violence.
I mean, I've seen inmates cut. You know what I mean? I've seen that. I've seen officers cut. I've seen basically no fear of the probe team, no fear of the squad. So you got them fighting the officers. So I mean, at this point, nothing really surprises you no more.
And is it just the regular inmates, or is it like the gangs?
Well, the whole jail is pretty much ganged out. It's 85% gangs, Bloods, Crips, whatever else is in between there, the Poppy Owls or whatever. But it's pretty much ran by gangs. So that's one of the biggest problems.
So there's no order with like, I don't know if like you got 5 Bloods in the house, 10 Crips, and 30 Poppy. How y'all control that?
Nah, it's 15 Bloods in the house, 15 Poppy Owls in the house. They all together. It's not separated. They're not separated.
Okay. Okay.
So that right there alone is giving them the power, because if you have an issue with one Blood and you got 10 more Bloods in the house, what do you think gonna happen?
Yeah.
You're gonna have an issue with the whole house. You know what I mean? You come to pack one Blood up, guess what? I'm going with my homie. And that's just what it is. So now that's your issue. They're not separating nobody.
And how many officers do they have to a house?
It used to be anywhere between 3 to 5. Now you got 1, maybe 2, if you're lucky.
And how many inmates is it?
It varies. It depends. In a mod, you got about 50 on each side. In a cell area, depending on it, up to 20. It used to be 30, 32.
Damn. Man, but how did this whole thing start? How did it transpire?
They took away the box, and there's something called the Nunez report that basically stripped the department of everything they was doing. So basically, it's somebody that had an issue with the department and said they treated me this way, and I don't want no money for it. I just want y'all to fix what y'all did. So they used that to break the department down. So with no rules and there's no punishment and there's no nothing that you can do to these dudes, this is what you get. There's no fear.
And y'all don't have no box or nothing?
No box.
Oh, shit. And no new charges being brought up against inmates at all?
Very seldom. I mean, it depends on, the severity of it, but for the most part, no new charges being brought up.
And how the living conditions? Are the floors really
Terrible.
full of piss and
terrible? There's nobody cleaning. You can't even get the sanitation done because you got to remember all these dudes is gangs and they all beefing with each other. So who you gonna put out there to clean?
Wow. How about the visits? Are the families able to come up?
You got virtual for 2 days, and then you have in person 3 days. But that's by appointment. So at the end of the day, you have some that's getting through and some that's not.
Man.
But yes, the answer is they are seeing the people.
Okay. And what about social distancing? What's going on with the COVID thing?
That don't exist.
And for the officers, y'all can't get social distancing.
That don't exist. I mean, if you're a person that's going to social distance, but at the end of the day, your job is to escort to pat for it. So at what point are you social distance?
Yeah. So how about the people that's positive with the COVID in there? Are they separated or are they just with everybody else?
Nah, they with everybody else, but they isolating them. But guess what? There's so much going on that you got people running from house to house. If you got a house that's being in quarantine, but these dudes is running from house to house, somebody done made contact with that house. Now he's running back to his house. Or if it's an alarm in that house and the probe team go downstairs, they just came in contact with them. So at what point do they quarantine? So it's just traveling. It's not like it's being separated or they're saying, you know what, move them to another building and let them quarantine. They're not doing that.
Damn. And how about the other staff, like the nurses, the surveillance? Are they coming in or are they calling out too?
They coming in, but they, for the most part, they on their time. Like they do what they do. Okay. They see who they want to see when they want to see them.
I don't know if it's true, but is it true that the inmates had took a buff?
I'm not sure about that. I mean, I've heard it happen, but I never read nothing on that, so I can't really give you the answer to that. They probably did, though. It wouldn't pass me. So they take everything else.
But being that they're able to get out the houses and go and roam through the hallways, why they not leaving out through the front door?
Because you got multiple gates that you got to pass. So for you to get past to that front door like that, you really got to be bold, or you really just don't give a fuck.
Oh, okay.
That's like one of the securest places for you to get to front of the jail. So you ain't really getting there. It's not that easy.
Oh, okay. All right. So ain't anybody been, because I just seen somebody died today on a boat. Are they experiencing the same shit like Rikers Island?
Well, for the most part, the shit on Rikers Island is a lot of drug overdoses.
Oh.
You got a lot of drugs in jail. K2, the fentanyl, whatever that thing is called, fentanyl. It's a lot of that going on. So these dudes are running around here looking like dope fiends. So you got some that's getting a bad batch, and they falling out off that. But for the most part, yeah, you got deaths on Rikers.
Wow. So, what do you think should be done then, as an officer?
Bring back some of the rules. Bring back the box. The box is it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. You got people that like to go to the box for their safety, and then you got those that can't be in general population for other people's safety.
So there's no PC?
I mean, you have PC, but the box and the PC are two different things. PC is protective custody. Sometimes that's court mandated. Sometimes that's for dudes that can't live nowhere else. They go to PC, but that's still like general population. Now the box, on the other hand, is a deterrent. Some people don't want to go there because they don't want to be by themselves. They don't want to be on lockdown. They don't want to be isolated. Where you have some that do want to go there for their safety. So they need to bring that back, and you need to start changing the rules up. Rehouse these dudes, by classification and not by gangs, and start mixing it up, and you'll see that you'll see things start to change, and start giving them new charges if they violate. If they violate on the street, you arrest them and you get them charges, right? So if they come in jail and they violate, recharge them until you get some type of order. I'm not saying give them a crazy charge where you keep them in jail forever, but they got to learn somehow.
So have you had any situations personally with inmates trying to come at you?
I've had, but it's always been an understanding. Like, I don't play with you. You're not gonna play with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to do a job. I'm not here to be extra. I'm not here to make you feel less of a man. I'm doing my job. You know what I'm saying? Me doing my job is the right way. It's the wrong way. I'm gonna do it the right way. You're gonna get what you're supposed to have, and that's that. Yeah. But for the most part, I mean, uses of forces is uses of forces. You can have a use of force by just pushing the inmate the wrong way. So, of course, everybody encounters having a situation with an inmate. That's just a day in the life.
Yeah. All right, brother. I thank you for this, man.
No problem. Anytime.
And stay up, man.
All right, man. You too.
All right.